To, welcome to Monday Morning Messages. I'm Candace Smith, and I hope you're doing great today. And I hope you have a great week. What are your dreams, desires, intentions, um, things you want to manifest? What do you want for this week? And hopefully, you can take the chance to write some of those things down and really focus on some of the things that you want to see come into your life because it is always possible and the timing might not be what you want it to be, but it's always the best timing for you. So trust that those things are coming and that you'll have everything that you need. So, welcome. You made it another week, another Monday, and I'm back, and it's exciting. Um, I don't know. Well, anyway, being gone was difficult just because I don't know if everyone's the same way where it's like they were in their house and they're kind of used to it, so it was difficult leaving. Or people were like dying to get out and then be around people again. But it was interesting. Um, you kind of get used to your little surroundings. So um, fun to be out and then fun to be back. So the message for this morning is well, it's funny because I try to see everything in life as a message. So whether it's something I'm reading or songs or what people say or billboards, license plates, just kind of really trying to still maintain that outlook where you're like the observer and just sort of looking around and thinking about like what messages are trying to come into me. So when you wake up with a Bob Seger song in your head, turn the page, I'm like, that's interesting. And then it just kind of felt like, oh, okay, um, turning the page. So it feels like we're just in this place where over the past year we've experienced a lot of certainly changes and hopefully growth and new things that we've learned and really just trying to sort of get through the either the day that just the minutes, the hours, the days, and how those have added up all along. And now it kind of feels like, okay, turn the page, like there's something new ahead. And I really feel that on an energetic level, just that there is so much more coming for us, that's good for us, that's better for us, um, that's brighter, that's just more enriching than I think the things that we've had in the past. Um, and so it of course to me like always interesting, but you can think of it as like if you are in a book and you're sort of reading a page, like it could be anything. So one of the things that I thought about was like, what if you're reading that same page like over? Oh, hey, what's up? Morning. Like, what if you're reading that same page over and over? So I kind of feel like that's where I was for a short amount of time. It was just like, well, multiple times throughout my life. I think just more recently, I was just like replaying and replaying and thinking the same thoughts, and it was just like Groundhog Day. So it's like if you can literally imagine like where you're reading a book and you're reading the same page over and over, like that would be maddening. Like you want to move on, you want to find out something new, you want to find out what's next. And it could be something really big, like, you turn the page and like, I don't know, something happens, they win $1 million or like they moved to Hawaii or something. Or it could just be like, she was walking and then you turn the page and it's like, and she finished her sandwich. So if you kind of think of it from the standpoint of like just moving forward, it's going to be different for everyone. Um, but like just moving forward. So it could be something really big for you, like, wow, I've been wanting to go back to school or make this change or move or have this conversation or, um, travel, be healthier, really listen to my intuition. It could be something big that when you turn the page in your book, it's something really big that you're moving forward in. Any habits that you want to start, I don't know what that word is, doing. Or it could just be like, you know what, today's just going to be a little bit different. Maybe I wake up a little bit earlier or sleep in or whatever it is that you need. Um, call that person, eat healthier, whatever that looks like for you. And then it could also be something where it's like turning that page can be like a whole new chapter. And it's funny because it can just be so many different things for you. But if you can just think about how to get out of the rut, get out of the hamster wheel, get out of the thought that this is your life, that every day is like this, that, you know, this is, you're going to keep reading that same page over and over, right? I mean, you want to meet new people, you want to experience new things, you want to, um, try new things and learn so that you can share those things with other people. And of course, like, what if on that page, like someone was making a mistake for that page and you're just like repeating that same mistake over and over, or it's in your thought process, right? So, we want to make sure that we're trying to think about that forward momentum, and even in the smallest way possible, like what can you do to make some of those changes, um, and really just being able to take a step back and look at how, I don't know, but like look at the way you define things. So it could be that you're, um, like, how do you define success? How do you define health? How do you define happiness or joy? And I think that two things can come from this, or more. It's like I got more things. Um, but you may find out, like, oh, here's how I define success. And you may find out that you're already successful if, just getting out of bed and showing up and being your best person and being able to provide for yourself or your family, others, means that you're a success. But like when you get into the office or you start your day, you just, whatever environment you're in, like you feel like a failure. But if you've already written down, like, here's how I feel successful, maybe you're actually already successful. And like you're not really, I don't know the word, but like reaching for as much as you thought you were. That's like, I'll be happy when I get this. And you're like, oh, well, if this is the way I define it, I'm kind of already happy. Or, how do you define health? Maybe it's not what other definitions look like from like a medical standpoint or a, like beauty industry or whatever that is. But maybe if health to you is like having friends where I have good mental health, or having energy to do the things that I want to do, or just being able to wake up and being able bodied and mobile. So, you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I don't match other people's definitions, but I match mine. So I think taking the time to understand what that looks like for us and say, wow, I've been thinking that I'm striving for these things, but I'm really not, because if I define it this way, I've sort of already met that definition. And then, like, maybe for happiness, what makes you happy? Maybe you're really doing a lot of the things that already make you happy. Um, or you're not, and you're like, oh, I forgot. Like, I feel like if I said like watching movies and binging makes me happy and I'm not doing it, people would be like, yeah, I've already tried that. And that's not something I'm gonna skip on. But I forgot what it was the other day because there's something. I think it was nature because I hadn't been outside, and I was just kind of writing down like what makes me happy, and chocolate was in there, of course, and kittens, which I don't see enough of those, I have to say. But maybe you're realizing some of the things that you might be missing that are easy to add into your day to day. So it's like, oh, I forgot that I love doing these things, or connecting with people, or swimming, taking a bath, like whatever it is. If there's some sort of connection that you're like, oh, that's right, I forgot. I love music. I need to put some new music on whatever technology is out there for people. Not my strong suit. Um, so it kind of works both ways to be able to do that, and it just moves you forward. It's like, oh wow, okay, here's where I'm really happy with things, and here's what I like. Let me carry that into the next page or chapter, and then there's some things where you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like this makes me happy. And summertime for some reason always kind of reminds me of um, uh, childhood, like the summer, like you're swimming or you're at the beach, you're just outside with the water hose and you have popsicles, and so there is a lot of energy right now that really kind of supports going back to that, or thinking about some of those more simplistic things that you enjoyed as a child that maybe you can offer to others, you can do for yourself, your own children, other people's children. Um, like even with your parents, did you just like sit on the back porch somewhere? Did you help them do some yard work? Or, when it was summertime, what did that look like? Because it feels like there's a lot of newness and new opportunities coming in. So, and then we also have the new moon on the 10th. So that's setting intentions. So please, if you can, at the very least, think about it. This could be the only time you think about it, but on that day, or just write it down. The mind body connection of writing out what you want is very powerful. And so, highly recommend it. And so, this is the time to turn the page to something else, to, even if it's something simple. And even if it's just a small step forward, even if it's just not reliving that same page over and over, or it could be like a new chapter, or you know what? It could be the end of the book. You could be like, and she was amazing, and then a whole new book. Wow. Well, I didn't really think about that until now. That'd be pretty awesome. I mean, a new chapter is great, but a whole new book, that'd be pretty cool. You're like, this was a bestseller, and then you just have something new. So that was it for today. And listen and look at things that are around you, because there's a lot of fun things that can come from the messages that are meant for you. And it's kind of fun to just come across some of those things that maybe you would more likely, what's the word, used to be like, you would dismiss them and be like, oh, this is just nothing, but really it's a lot that's trying to come through. So hope you have a great week. Work your week, don't work this week. If you need anything, I'm here for you. And I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.